Hey guys, it's Finch, and we're back for another game for the World Cup of Pokemon, round 2 of the Qualifiers. This time around, it's between India, their player Floss, on the PS name Floss Over, and the United Kingdom with their player Roseybear, on the alt Roseybear, making it simple for us. Interestingly enough, Roseybear has a pretty cool team with a couple of Pokemon we don't see a ton, Incineroar and Rhea-Nicholas, both of which are very viable in the overused metagame, but don't get their time to shine every single day, so I'm very glad to see both of them. In conjunction with these Pokemon, he also has Gengar, Seismitoad, Corviknight, and on top of that, Clefable to round things out, because why not? As for Floss Over, or Floss, another Clefable can be seen on their team. However, besides that, the defensive backbone can also be formed alongside. That was not a sentence. No. The defensive backbone with Clefable is formed alongside Pokemon like Como-o, Toxapex, and Corviknight. Okay, much better. Let's pretend I said that the first time. Dragapult and Jirachi also finish off the team there. I think this could be a more offensive Jirachi set looking at the team, just because the things you tend to check defensively, you've got Corviknight, Clefable, and Toxapex, which kind of like blanket checks them all, and Como gets rocked. So yeah, look out for that, and Dragapult is the speed control. As for Roseybear's team, it might be a Scarf Gengar just because the team's really slow otherwise, or he could just rely on the natural bulk of his defensive backbone with a normal Gengar. Not sure I'm super fond of that, we'll have to wait and see. See, I'm looking out for this Jirachi maybe to be like a mixed attacker, and with some chip on the Incineroar, that could do really well in this matchup. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. That's purely hypothetical. So yeah, let's see what can happen here. Right off the bat, we're going to see Como lead for Floss against Seismitoad for Roseybear. So we're probably going to see a handshake turn 1. No rocks, handshake. Turns out Seismitoad's going to jump the gun and get a Toxic off wisely. And now Seismitoad on turn 2 is going to get rocks up as Clefable comes in to try and take initiative. But Gengar comes in for Roseybear to try and counteract that. But that's going to be met with a Teleport and Dragapult switch. And it's going to reveal itself to be Black Sludge Gengar. Interesting enough, the Dragapult didn't go for a U-turn. It went right to Jirachi, and it's not taking leftovers. The Incineroar comes in here now on a Thunder. Only just 20%, but it is going to land a Paralysis, which could be crucial in the coming turns, especially if it's trying to check Dragapult and Parting Shot out. If it doesn't get a Parting Shot out, that's going to lose momentum. Gengar's going to come in here, though, now trying to check the Como at -1. It could potentially go for the sub to stall out some poison turns, and he's going to do just that, as Earthquake is almost definitely going to be breaking the sub. Yup. No shocks there. Hex is going to do a lot to this, and it could potentially stomach an Earthquake, but he's going to get out of the way, not wanting just to be in rock range. Going to Clefable and only taking 19%, as another turn of poison leaves this Como at approximately 70%. Now he goes for a Toxic here. That's a really smart play there by Floss. While this is taking more poison damage, that means that this Clefable is now hexable as well as the Incineroar, so Dragapult might potentially have a really good matchup in the long haul in this game. Sludge Wave there is going to critical hit the Clefable, and it's just going to hang on, and that's going to invite Dragapult in. Seeing as it's not taking damage and it's been used in before, I'm assuming this is a Specs Dragapult, and he's going to confirm that by going for Hex here. Yup, that just, oh my god, 48% to an unstatus Corviknight. It's going to 2-KO it. That might have been a roll, so that crit might have helped. But either way, oh my goodness, just dynamic damage there. I'm surprised he didn't go Incineroar, but he might have been scared of the Draco Meteor. Either way, it's going to be 6-5 for Floss now. Incineroar's going to get paralyzed, as we kind of alluded to before. And Zakomo comes in, and that's going to be a double switch to Jirachi, predicting something like Clefable or Nicholas come in. So now, he's able to fire off another attack. He goes for Iron Head there. It's only going to do 9%, but any damage on the end of Incineroar is good damage. As Zakomo comes in here now, surprisingly, it takes a knockoff, and it's going to knock off leftovers, not even helmets. It's going to leave the Incineroar pretty healthy. Are we going to see a double switch it? We're not. It's going to go for Earthquake. Bit of a mid-round move there, but yeah, it just shrugs off the Rhea-Nicholas. It's not even Life Orb, it's leftovers, so only 12% net damage. Interestingly enough, another Earthquake comes here and a double to Clefable, so a nice chip there, but you're going to lose the Como in the process. I'm not sure about that, especially if it's a Wish Clefable and it revealed Teleport, so I can't help but feel like that wasn't necessary. Iron Head here, surely it's going to scout for Grass Knot, as that's almost definitely going to be on the set. Yeah, it does indeed do that, as the Incineroar comes in on the Grass Knot, only takes 7%, so yeah, that's great. It's going to go for an Iron Head here. It's a bit greedy, 10%, but it's going to get the Flinch. Again, Flinch plus Paralysis odds are great. Flinch odds alone are pretty great. So yeah, a knockoff comes in here now into the Toxapex. It's going to do 21%. Toxapex just shrugs that off. And now a Scald here into the Rhea-Nicholas. A burn would be great, as it's another thing to make Hex damage go up. We might see a Toxic here if he has it. No, just another Scald. It's going to critical hit. No burn, as the Rhea-Nicholas is now at 63. I assume we're just going to see a switch to drop. No. Going to continue to stay in, fish for the burn. I think you got to get out of the way and go to Jirachi here, and that indeed he does. On a likely Psychic move, on a Thunder, and that Thunder is going to go to the left. That's unfortunate for Roseybear there. Floss Over has definitely been a little more fortunate at this point in the game. Yeah, and then Ironhead there is going to do 9% to Incineroar. It continues to get chipped down, but gotta wonder that parting shot's going to invite in something like Clefable, and it could potentially wish up that Incineroar. That's a problem. So yeah, Clefable's going to come in for Floss over and say, okay, if you want to play those games, that's fine. I'm going to heal up my own Clefable then. So yeah, it forces the Moonblast, which is going to say, okay, it's fine. You can take the 5-4 lead, but now I get my momentum. I can bring my Jirachi back in and suffocate that Incineroar. I'd assume a Thunder would be coming here, right? No, just an Ironhead into that Incineroar. I think Thunder was a lot better. Corviknight, I don't know about that. I guess it's trying to suffocate the Fable, but yeah, another knockoff. That's going to leave this quite low. Nicholas comes in here, unsurprisingly. Brave Bird is going to do 28%, but after leftovers, it's barely 20% net damage. So Roseybear is playing a really nice game thus far. The Dragapult's going to come in here now on that Calm Mind. It's going to threaten this with a strong Shadow Ball, I'd assume. But no, it doubled the Jirachi. I don't know about that on a Psyshock. Okay, so now it's going to get the chance to flinch this down if it wishes. Incineroar is going to come in instead. I think that was a bit overly cautious by Roseybear there. That Ironhead's going to leave it only 28%, and another Ironhead's going to leave it at 19% in range for Thunder, in all likelihood. And Thunder is going to not only be used, but it's going to connect, and that's going to take out the Incineroar there, bringing the Gengar in, and bringing it to a 4-4 game. Now, knowing that the Gengar could potentially pose a major threat to the Jirachi with Hex, he's going to go out to play Corviknight, and predicting a potential switch, going for a mid-round move. Roseybear is going to click Substitute, and he's going to woe us to Corviknight in the following turn. Defog is the correct play there. For the Roseybear side, in my opinion. Getting rocks off is more important than not, with the size of the Toad pretty much kept in check by something like this. Dragapult's Hex, it's probably going to do like 50. Yeah, it does 46. Okay, so it might be a roll to Tokyo. I don't think you go for it. Oh, he goes for it, and he get. Wow. Really favorable for Floss over there. Another Hex here, doing 60% as a teleport. Oh my god. That's a great play there by Floss. There was a huge amount of risk it incurred, honestly. So he could have lost to the Gengar. But Roseybear elected to go for the aggressive teleport, and that's not going to help him, as now this is going to potentially pick off the Nicholas here. It's not in Psyshock range either. That Hex is 86%. This is a modest Specs Dragapult. Going for the Thunder Power there, and it's going to fall short despite connecting. That's really unfortunate. So yeah, it looks like Hex is going to clean this game out. It's just a Dragapult sweep there. Definitely some fortune there for Floss over, but all things considered, this was a close game and well played by both players. Roseybear definitely had some really impressive turns, but unfortunately, some unfortunate RNG and a great Hex there at the end of the game out for Floss. He is going to finish the game and give the Team India, I believe, their first win of the second round of the qualifiers against United Kingdom. It might be their second one, actually, because Serene Grace won earlier. Yep, but either way, I think they're actually winning the series 3-1 now, potentially trying to upset United Kingdom, which many people thought were a lock to make the tournament in qualifiers. So, yeah, upset alert here. Great play by Team India, and we're going to have to wait and see what comes of it tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed this recording. Definitely more stuff to come from the World Cup Pokemon, but yeah, that's it now. If you guys like this stuff, be sure to like, comment, or subscribe. Peace, dudes. Have a nice night.